Comedian Sean Boyd from Just Therapy, the podcast. I got to talk to you about Detroit Auto Parts. They're the official parts store of Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations, one on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or the west side, 216-398-7373. Don't forget to mention Redline Radio and you receive 10% off your purchase. Make sure you hit up Detroit Auto Parts. Check them out.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Shy from She Vibes, and Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the State of the Art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services have 5 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547. And don't forget to tune in to She Vibes on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. EST.
What's going on, everybody? It is Timbuktu from Timbuk Tuesday. And I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time.
What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from Money's Crazy Mind. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that sometimes after my trash has been picked up, man, does my garbage can smell like, well, trash. Well, if you have the same problem that I'm having, then you can reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning, LLC. They offer trash can cleaning and pressure washing. Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning is locally owned, eco-friendly trash can cleaning service in Northwest Ohio, serving North Ridgeville and the surrounding areas. You can reach Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning, LLC at 440-752-1533 or at their website, ftbcusa.com, or you can email Brandon at ftbcusa.com. Or you can check them out on Facebook, FTBCUSA. And of course, if you mention Redline Radio while you book a service, you receive 10% off the first service. That's an awesome deal. And don't forget to reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning Service, LLC today.
Yo, Dave, I really appreciate you letting me do my thing over here at Redline Radio LLC.
Tim, ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Hey, well, I love them chicken wings. I got a couple buddies that's trying to come on and do a podcast. You got anything for them?
Heck yeah, we do. Just have them give me a call.
Bet. I'll have them call 440-503-0828.
Tim, don't forget to tell them that we're available on all social media platforms.
And you can't forget about the Redline Radio LLC app on the Google Play Store.
Damn, how'd I forget about that?
You was probably thinking about them little people again.
Damn, I probably was.
That's cool. They just trying to be a part of the winningest radio station in Cleveland.
And we got the hardware to prove it.
Yo, Dave, I'm trying to go out to Vegas and get wasted. You know where I can go get something?
Tim, it's funny you should ask, man, because I got the perfect spot for you to go and get tore up from the floor up and get the best tequila in Vegas.
Say where? Where's that?
That is at the Rusty Spur Saloon.
Okay, say where? I'm trying to see what that be like.
Yeah, make sure you stop in there. Stop and see my homeboy Mike. Tell him that Redline Radio from Cleveland, Ohio sent you there.
Bet. I'm about to go see Mike right now.
They were voted the best hole-in-the-wall bar in Vegas. What's that spot name again?
The Rusty Spur Saloon, you said.
That's right. They are located in fabulous Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, yeah. That's the spot.
Yes, sir. Welcome back, everybody. Round of applause. Thank thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You. Yeah, you too. That lady with that wig on. Yeah, baby, you too. Hey, what up, bro? Yeah, dog. For life, bro. For life. TMI. That's right. Welcome back. This is Red Line Radio. Back for another show. This is TMI. Too much information on Red Line Radio. Thank you. And I love y'all. Yes, I do. I really appreciate all the applause. Straight up. Like, this is a family affair, and I'm back with the family. My man, Regular DeLeon. You know what I'm saying? We got the Queen Adrian in the building. You know what I'm saying? Looking like she just came from Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Forever. You feel me?
I never freeze.
I'm gonna put dressed like Morpheus yet again. You know, like I'm about to offer some red pills and blue pills. You feel me? Actually, I do got red pills and blue pills. Because we speak the truth. You feel me? I forget what date it is. What is today's date? The 23rd?
24th.
24th. All right, today is the 24th of September. We have hit fall, as everybody in Cleveland could tell by the, disappearance of our warm weather and the welcoming in of our cold breezes, getting ready for the winter time. That's going to make us all suffer for 4 or 5 months.
Or AKA Beat Boy season.
My man. Indeed, for all of us brothers that's 230 and above, it's time for us to put our best foot forward. You feel me? Break out that Luther Vandross and Gerald Levert. This world was mine. You feel me? Heavy D. You feel me? All that. You feel me? We back again. So tonight we got a really awesome show. We got some awesome guests. We got the legendary MC, the legendary producer, actor, audio production technician. The man is many things. He's an awesome brother, main thing. You know what I'm saying? The king out here, the great Eric Wilson in the building. He will scratch paper. You already know what's going on, man. Thank you for coming out. And hopefully we're going to have my man R&B sensation, upcoming R&B sensation, my man Art Logan in the building. You know what I'm saying? I actually met my man Art Logan on the set of Mayor of Kingstown. You can catch us in season 2 of Mayor of Kingstown. Yeah, coming out. I think it's this year, next year, something like that. It's going to be really dope. Oh, my glasses are crooked. Thanks, Tim. It's these headphones. Appreciate it. All right, let me get my Morpheus back on. Lawrence Fitz-Brown, shout out. All right. So today we are just going to be jam-packed with a lot of information, a lot of great things, a lot of crazy news stories that's popping off right now. Cleveland music artist Q Money just got sentenced to life in prison for murdering his best friend. We're going to be getting into that. We're going to be talking a little bit of the Ime Udoka scandal, but not the actual scandal, but just the amount of news coverage is getting compared to, worse acts that was, committed by another former athlete by the name of Brett Favre, who stole millions of dollars of welfare money. Because I definitely saw that story of Ime Udoka way more than the Brett Favre story, so we'll be getting into that. We are going to be talking some updates on that Brett Favre case, some updates there. We got Love and Life with Regular DeLeon. I'm gonna let him say his name because I can't say that. Like y'all gonna find out why later. I mean, y'all already know for all of our fans. I'm just a grown man that just can't say that. It's not gonna happen. I don't ever care if they got cue cards, anything. It's just not gonna happen. So what now? Pay me $1 million? Yeah, I'll say it then. That's what it's gonna take. I ain't about to say that shit for free. That's not gonna happen. But my man Deli, man, hey, he's gonna be hitting y'all with some more love of life, some good life love advice that we're gonna be coming up with that a little bit later as well. So let's go ahead and get into the show. First off, for anybody that don't know, hip hop artist Q Money got sentenced to life in prison for murdering his best friend. Sad for a young man. I think he was like 23 years old, really just getting his career started, and unfortunately made a mistake that cost him his career and his life. And And getting to that story is where, as hip hop artists is being involved in the hip hop game. I mean, we've seen this for years now. Hip hop artists either dying or committing violent crimes, and it seems like the hip hop community we are a little bit more prone to death and violence than the other music genres. And another hip hop artist just got killed last night. A lot of cash out of Houston. Female hip hop artist. She just signed with Lil Uzi Vert. And just got killed. Why are you cheering for that?
I was cheering because she got just that signed,
but it was a bad timing, I guess. It's like she got shot.
Not bad.
Now it's a laugh track. I guess we can make a joke out of anything. No, I'm just messing with you. You know what I'm saying? But that was pretty wild. And so now before we get a little bit into that, and I can't even go past my man Tim, our DJ, Mr. Tim Buck 2. You know what I'm saying? Did his thing tonight at the Unapologetically Funny Laugh show that was down there at the Old World Tavern. And I didn't get a chance to check out the show. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to we wanted to laugh because we talk about serious shit. People's temper sway on the show a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Adrian should be punching and slapping people. You know what I'm saying? So everything is already on camera, Adrian. You can't lie now. Okay. I'm sorry. Like I'm not gonna let this slide anymore. But hey, yo, Tim, man, like we want to check out some of that comedy, man. So for the audience, man, if y'all don't know, my man Tim Buck 2 is one of the funniest comedians out here. He be doing his thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead, let's start the show off, you know what I'm saying, with some laughs. Then we're gonna be getting into our topics, then we're gonna get into our interviews. We're gonna be doing our thing tonight. So I want to welcome everybody to TMI radio show on Red Line Radio. Now, Tim, make us laugh, motherfucker.
What's going on, y'all? Man, how y'all feeling, man? Y'all feeling good? That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm feeling hungry as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm fasting right now, and she gonna tell me she got free samples, fucking me all up right now. God damn. I mean, you got free samples. I believe in supporting black businesses, so I'm gonna have to say fuck this fast and support your free business, your black business. Cause I'm hungry. Hold on, but you said you taste better than that, right? I know. You giving free samples? I'm just saying, I can feel fast and eat that. I'm just saying. Let's go, Tim. I'm looking at my calories, goddamn. Shit. I'm just saying. I know y'all looking at me like, this nigga ain't got no lingerie. Shit, I'm up here like a sexy teddy bear right now. Quit playing with me. You don't see these flamingos? I feel pretty. Damn, this nigga stirring this food up, fucking me up. God damn. Shit. I am hungry. Oh, God. What you making, goddammit? What is that? Don't even tell me, I'm gonna be hungry, god damn! No, for real, tell me, I got enough. What's that? What you pouring on that? What's that? That shrimp with chicken steak? Oh gosh, she got the steak with the it's like soul food hibachi. She got the triple combo. God damn. Massage lady, I'm gonna need you to take my mind off of something. You got me? Oh, she said them missus is right. But I'm Tim Buck 2. Like I said, certified teddy bear. Y'all see it's getting cold outside. I'm just saying. Y'all cold. I got creases for days. You gonna stay warm, I promise you that. You come up here and hug me, I swear to God, you're gonna feel like you fell into a Tempur-Pedic mattress. The shit is gonna be comfortable, I swear to God. Why you think you at least ain't wanna let go? She was like, God damn, nigga. I wasn't expecting this. She smelled good too. She's saying, I want that free sample if you give it. I'm just saying. Just saying. Nigga, them steps a doozy, nigga. I was worried. And I'm sorry because I really can't sit down because these chairs little motherfucker. I'm getting upset with this shit. They be booking me for these shows and don't give me a seat to sit in. You know I'm fat, nigga. I need to sit down. All right, I'm coming on the couch then. Hell yeah. Even though that bitch look like it's from a porno scene, I ain't gonna lie to you. You look like they about to film you right now. What's your name? How old are you? They be like, I'm 18. She like 27. But you know they gotta sell it. It's teenagers. That shit sound R. Kelly as fuck. That shit creepy. They wasn't singing same girl. They was singing same age, by the way. Same age. No, shout out to Ulysses, man. I love her for real, for real. Yeah. No, she knew I've been trying to lose weight and shit. I had actually lost a lot of weight and shit. But she knew I was trying to get back on it and shit. So, she said, hey, let's check up on each other and stuff like that. We both dropping the ball, I ain't gonna lie to you. You see this goddamn fool here, she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. No, but she was like, yeah, man, we gotta get pop top sexy. I was like, shit, I'm pop top sexy now. What the fuck is she talking about? Pop top sexy around this motherfucker. Tell me I ain't pop top sexy. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all saying. Man, this shit feel better than because I was hot as fuck up here. God damn. These playing. God damn. Like I feel like I'm flying right now. This motherfucker feel good. Shit. But I'm this comfortable. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm this comfortable because I've been big my whole life. Like that shit ain't changed. I've been this way for a while, and I had lost a lot of weight. I had lost 168 pounds. Shit was crazy. And I was just trying to see my nuts again. That's all. It's been a while since I've seen them. They say big dudes can't see their Johnson. I can see my dick fine. My nuts, however, it's like a child friend. We just keep in touch. It's my pen pal. No, I wanted to lose weight because I was really trying to stop. I was tired of being the biggest in the room. And you see that ain't changed yet. But I honestly love it though. I love, because like I said, I'm warm. Like I got crevices. I can hide this whole mic under my belly. I'm not because I'm not that much of an asshole. I'm just saying it can happen. I wouldn't do you like that. But when you're losing weight, you really don't see it right away. Especially when I lost as much as I did, they got these things called non-scale victories. It let you know that you lost weight because they got this thing called body dysmorphia. So because you don't see the weight loss right away. Well, one of my weight loss, my non-scale victories, I was running, when you lose weight, you get stress marks and shit, I was running my finger across my body one night laying down, sounded like I was going around dead man's hair. Motherfucker was like, that's how it that sound when you go around Devon Square. I can use a laptop in my lap now. I couldn't do that before. I could sit up here on my chest and shit. Chest would be hot as hell. God damn. But it was perfect, you know. I needed to handle my business and put the laptop up here, hold my belly up. Yeah. It's perfect. It's perfect. This is before the phones, you know, you can just saying, not like niggas ain't do it, I'm just saying. Women, y'all do it too. You know, y'all got the ropes. I know y'all niggas do it. It's cool. Y'all should love yourself. Self-care is the best care. You know what I mean? But my biggest weight loss, my non-skilled victory, that let me know I was really losing weight because I could no longer suck my own teeth. I miss it. I can no longer suck my own teeth. I miss it. It's how I put myself to sleep at night. One last thing, because I was only fasting until I got here and got on stage. I gotta do that. But y'all familiar with Tyrese? Tyrese, he got this song called On Top. Y'all familiar? You're like, baby, I want you on top of me. Hey, somebody else was singing that. Yeah, I think that's a fat nigga fuck song. Cause I swear to God, don't nobody get to the ground faster than the big nigga ready to fuck. You ready? You ready? I'm ready. You said you want to go, right? Feels like I'm ready. Hey, my name's Tupac too. I'm gonna take 3 years to get off this motherfucker. Y'all have a good ass night.
Yo, my man Timmy. Yo, hey, I told y'all he's a funny motherfucker. This dude is the truth, man. Hey, and the whole time I'm thinking like, yo, like this dude he is serious on that stage, man. You killed it, bro.
I appreciate it.
I would have been in the audience. I really do.
Straight up, man. And for all the ladies that saw him take his shirt off, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to see this man up close and personal, come through to the studio. You feel me? He'll take his shirt off for you. What did you say? Pop top? What is it?
I'm pop top sexy.
Pop top sexy. You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm gonna do a whole show where I'm pop top sexy. I'm gonna do a whole show with my shirt off. You inspire me, Tim. That's what's up. Of course, I'll have a wife beater on under that shirt. So when I take the shirt off, it's gonna be a wife beater. Yeah, oh yeah. If you go on pop top sexy, then I mean shit. There's no need for us to do it. I think you'll be just enough. Our highest rated show ever. Ready to bring in the views. Sacrifice. That's what it's about.
Take one for the city.
Take one, and we'll be so supportive in your sacrifice. I'll be sitting right by you every step of the way. Every single step of the way. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, shout out one more time, my man Timmy, man. About. So now getting back to it. We're talking hip hop, we're talking murder, we're talking jail. Eric Wilson, you've been in the game for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You saw the game transition from the start to where we at now. Now, this is a question I want to ask you. From where hip hop started to where hip hop is now, do you think hip hop has grown progressively more violent and more dangerous, like just outside of the music?
Absolutely. You take hip hop like a parallel to their personal life. You know what I'm saying? And or they
Talking to the side of the mic, my bad. I don't mean to interrupt you.
right here.
You might have interrupted him.
No, other way.
You would have signaled him. You would have used your hands. You had to say something. No, I'm just messing with you.
I found the diaphragm.
You found the diaphragm? The diagram.
I think these dudes are just taking it way too far. But you know that was a plan and plot. So I ain't even we can elaborate if we want to, but we all know what it is.
All right, so that's so when you say plan and plot, do you think it's now purposefully being done?
Absolutely, because
who's the perpetrators? Who do you feel is the perpetrators?
Powerful white folks. I'm just gonna put it to you like this: we got hundreds of years of good music, hundreds of years of love, hundreds of years of reality and all that good stuff. But now we got 10, 12 years of straight glorifying killing. How could that be entertainment? How could that be something that the general public supposed to listen to during their work? They drive home from work. How could that be prime time music when every demographic listens to the radio? It's got to be a plot.
Well, the counter to that is like, when they say music is entertainment, the same way they have like movies like Goodfellas and all the Friday 13th and slasher films.
Yeah, but you got to have a parent to get into the theater technically. But for radio, it's just they just play it like water, like a kid running the water faucet. You know what I'm saying? So even though kids still see these movies, people still these kids can still see R and NC-17 movies because of their lackadaisical parents. But at the same time, the radio is basically the communicator for everybody. So if you letting these kids listen to this stuff, and you basically promoting violence, sexism, and everything else that's played on these songs. And why is all the songs hip hop?
But now, where's the responsibility to lie on the artist then? You know what I mean? Because like the artist is creating this music. So is it the environments that they're coming from that they're talking about, or is it purpose, or is somebody telling them, hey, make this kind of music, or the people that make that kind of music are they the ones that's being highlighted more?
I'm put it to you like this: back in the day, no matter what you made, somebody had to accept it and put it on the radio. It's probably since the beginning of time, there's always been somebody on the fringes of society on some violent, murderous type stuff. But when they wouldn't let it be in the mainstream. It wasn't part of the mass media. It wasn't part of what you was fed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
So I'm not going to blame the artists. I'm going to blame the platforms that let these artists get it off.
So would that be on the responsibility of the DJs as well?
On the radio stations that's forcing the playlist.
I mean, what about the DJs at the parties? Because we've been to clubs, we've been to parties, and the DJs they playing that too.
They caught up. They may not necessarily want to play that deep down, but they caught up. They know that's the only way they're gonna make money because that's what it is. If you want to be a DJ, you got to spend this. I can't see my man Jack the Ripper or anybody else trying to play some stuff that these young people don't want to hear. And why they want to hear it? Because mainstream society already got them programmed to want to hear that type of music. So the DJ gonna be nothing if they don't play that type of music.
Well, let me ask y'all this, and this is a question for the panel. Now, because in the day and age of the internet, where a lot of these artists, they're coming from the underground. They're coming like these are underground artists. Like NBA YoungBoy came up off of YouTube.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lil Durk, quote unquote, voice of the streets. He came in through Def Jam. You know what I mean? But they got their start, making records that was accepted within the streets. Like the drill music scene is literally coming from the drill scene. You feel me? Right. So is it like now? So it started before the record labels even got to it.
Right.
So where's that coming from then?
I don't know, but I can tell you in New York City just this week, they just made sure that 3 drill artists was taken out of the show. Big show in New York City. They just took the drill out.
But why is it just hip hop? Why, you don't hear about this in R&B. You don't hear about none of this and rock and roll. And rock and roll talk about doing drugs and crazy shit too. You know what I'm saying? They be talking about worshiping the devil, and we had people shooting up schools. Like when people shoot up schools and shit, they be listening to some old crazy rock music. You know what I'm saying?
Because back in the 90s, they made a conscious effort to make sure that positive and conscious hip hop wasn't going to be in the mainstream no more.
And that's crazy because when you listen to the radio, when you look at what's, I would say most promoted, how many conscious hip hop artists do you see promote? It's a big imbalance.
It's zero, just about. Just about. Because as far as the radio,
Let's name some quote unquote conscious hip hop artists. We could say J. Cole. Maybe.
they don't play them though.
Kendrick Lamar.
They don't even play him no more.
I mean, if they make a record, it get played. Like they got hits. They got radio hits.
Right now,
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, like
But then again, they don't drop music at all.
His most rapper, he don't drop music.
because they older artists. Like all the new artists. Like, are there any conscious new artists that's being put out right now? None. Kendrick Lamar's been in the game for 10, 15 years now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
J. Cole, same thing. Like,
and they struggling to get in mainstream radio every now and then. Like, are the best rappers and the ones they got something real to say.
they got to work with the newer artists to get on the radio now. They got to get like an artist like 21 Savage, and he's getting kind of older now. They like, you know what I'm saying? They got to get with those kind of artists to collab with them so they could get that's why Drake stay on every new artist record. Like, if you're a new artist coming out, Drake is on that record. Like,
think about this though. Radio is just one platform. And it's a
that's what I was saying with the internet.
So
And it's really
more people are gravitating to streaming and stuff like that. And these artists like Kendrick, J. Cole and stuff, they getting
Mad
millions of
views.
placements.
Yeah.
They getting soundtracks.
So is that a part of mainstream? Do y'all think like these streaming platforms is that a part of mainstream now? Because we got to think like those are owned by white dudes. Like,
If we gonna be honest, I can't tell you the last time I listened to extra radio.
Right.
I'm listening to Pandora. I'm listening to Apple Music. I'm listening to Amazon Music. I'm listening to iHeartRadio. I stream music. I do not listen to the radio. So yeah, if their music is playing on streaming stations, yeah, they are getting that worldwide notification because we're not really listening to. First of all, we don't want to listen to the commercials. We don't want to listen to
Right.
the news breaks and all that. We just want to hear the music we want to hear. We get to go to that category we want to listen to, download those artists we want to listen to.
Another thing is that helps her point is that I run into artists with 125 million views and I ain't never heard of them before.
Man,
so
like, and that's like every time a rapper dies, it'd be like, damn, who was that? Like,
right.
I was like that with what's his name? XXX.
That's extension.
Yeah, like I didn't know who he was, but yet my kids was crying over this person. And I'm like,
so
like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I didn't like a lot of them. Like, I didn't really know who Nipsey Hussle was until he got killed. And then here's the thing. What the funny thing is, like, I'm on social media every day. Everybody on social media today.
Yeah.
Like, if you go on the internet the day before Nipsey Hussle got killed, you don't really hear too many people saying too much about Nipsey at all.
No.
But after he got killed, everything like everybody's swearing up and down by Nipsey. Like, man, Nip would have did this. Nipsey was like, and it's kind of it's weird. So it's just like
just like Pop Smoke, he had just got mainstream.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when he died, it was just they
was playing his records all over the place.
They lost Tupac.
And here's the thing. This is what and this is what I think too. Like, this is my conspiracy theory behind it. Right, when these artists. Because nowadays more and more, and I notice a pattern, right? And if I can notice it, I know these rich people that's doing statistics and these companies that's doing statistics, they paying attention to it too. And I call this like from when like the Biggie Tupac effect, right? When and it started like when Pac got killed. Look how many records he sold after he died.
Right.
Puffy was like, damn, Big is about to leave Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? Woody Woo.
Oh man!
Like, hey, it worked out for him when Biggie got killed. Because here's the thing: if Biggie wouldn't have died, well, Puffy would have really had a big. His solo career would have been as big. No, he needed that track. That was the track that was all over the place. Performing that joint up the MTV Awards, in the white suit with a choir and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is song that really propelled their album. You know what I'm saying? Because his next album after that, it ain't do too hot. You feel me? He really didn't have none of his albums did as big as that first one right after Biggie.
Right. He was making shows, making the band and all that. No,
but what I'm saying is just like this, right? So the labels, they picked up on it. Like, say for instance, if you're an artist, and they got, and say for instance, you get signed to per se a small deal. If I'm a label And all these labels, they put life insurance policies on these artists.
Okay, for sure.
You know, especially hip hop artists. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So,
They said Empire done lost half their
I mean, they lost their artists, but they didn't lose their money.
No.
You feel me? Because think about it like this: if you got an artist, and because it's like Nip, Pop Smoke, XX, hell, like the list goes on and on. King Von, you know what I'm saying? Like these artists, they die. They get way more popular after they die, right? So if I'm a label and I'm like, Young Dolph, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. I heard some songs, but I really ain't started keeping Young Dolph until after he passed away. You know what I'm saying? Now, in hip hop, they did this. They saw like, okay, well, first it was like the whole prison sentence thing. Like if an artist go to prison, he get out and he sells some records. You know what I'm saying? He sells extra records. But then it was like, damn, when the artist died, wow, like look how many records they sell.
Right. So
they're like, it's more beneficial for the label when you have an artist that, you know, they're getting some streams. Like an artist, say for instance, they're doing 100,000 streams. For a label, all right, that's decent. You know what I'm saying? But then after they die, like they're doing like they're doing way more streams than by dying than they would have if they were alive. Right. And the labels, once they start recognizing that, and they get to keep a majority of the royalties, they get to keep they get to keep the publishing because ain't nobody there's nobody there to distribute the you know what I'm saying, to fight for the publishing. And now it's just like, all right, oh, well, shit, hell, if these artists die, it works out for us because most artists nowadays, they only got a 2 or 3 year lifespan anyway because the internet moves so fast. You feel me? So if an artist been with a label for a year, you know what I'm saying, and he's all in the streets and they doing all that stuff, like the label is like, yeah, keep going, because they're actually amping that up so they could be in a more position to where they're actually being a chance to die. You know what I'm saying? And now they're getting their money back quicker. You know what I'm saying? Because they're getting their money back the next day. Because when that artist died, everybody get those streams. So now that label done made all that money back. That within a day than they would have in a 2 or 3 year span. Because it's crazy.
Because the independent artists, they're not dying as much as the ones signed with the distribution deal.
As soon as they get signed, bro.
Like Young Dolph, somebody already been killed out of his camp since he died.
Lil Uzi Vert just signed that artist a lot of I think her name is a lot of cash. You know what I'm saying? And she just got killed yesterday. You feel me? And he literally just signed her. You feel me?
So I got a question. What are they getting killed for?
They're getting shot, bro. I mean, who knows? I mean, King Von got in a fight, dude. You know what I'm saying? Rolled up and shot him. Nipsey, like the whole. I mean, we all know the Nipsey thing.
Why the R&B people ain't getting killed?
I don't know, because you got some of these. A lot of these R&B artists, they come from the same hoods and the same streets too.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So why aren't they getting shot?
So what's the dynamic? What's the difference in this dynamic?
It's the energy you putting out. I think. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're an R&B artist and you're singing about, who gonna come to your show on some beef when you singing about love and making love? You know what I'm saying? And relationships and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. No, like, how could you get rowdy to that? Nobody's doing a drive-by to Gerald Levert. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing a drive-by and shooting up the club while Jaheim is pumping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like,
and that's what I'm saying.
This woman, like, who can do that? Like, who could, like, for real though? Like, who could turn on some Keith Sweat and be ready to murder a motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. It's impossible. Hold on, hey, I made this. I dare you to throw some Lionel Richie. You run into somebody you beefing with, throw some Lionel Richie and see if y'all fight or not.
I got a Keith Sweat story though for you. What's up? Real quick. Listen to this.
I got to hear. All right, what's happening?
So, I'm in the Park Avenue in East Cleveland, right? We call Amazon chicks. They like 6'6", 6'4" basketball players with they dudes who's 6'6", 6'7". My dude playing pool. He playing one of the basketball chicks in pool. The one of the dudes get jealous because my dude asked me to show the girl how to shoot the pool because she keep on missing every shot. It turned into a situation where we about to get into it and we about to fight. They see an argument, everything. I ain't got to go into detail. People get checked, right? So we leave out the Park Avenue and it's these dudes sitting in an old school like Cutlass or something, bumping Keith Sweat. There's a good ride in the wrong way to love.
Yeah,
right.
They actually, that song is kind of gangster on the R&B tip
so
though.
Look, that's what they doing while they bumping it. They got the windows down. They breaking down rifles, cleaning these motherfuckers. Right?
Well, those are like, all right. So when you got back in the day gangsters, see, this is before gangster rap. They would still killing motherfuckers It wasn't as much, but they still needed something to listen to. So they listened to the hardest R&B they could find. And I roll around on that Key Sweat, right or wrong, or some old gangster shit. I got my seat leaning back. You know what I'm saying? I got my pink, and I literally drive with my left hand.
So how you gonna be against R. Kelly and you like ride around to that song?
All right, first of all, you let me know. So you let me know when one Key Sweat got, because all thing we got is a lyric to go off of. But you let me know when Key Sweat. Wait. All right. He could be. All right. Here's the thing. That right there. Wait. Yeah, he could have been. So you can't take that line and put that on the same list as a P-tape, a trial, and a guilty conviction.
Listen, when I was 18, I may be young, but I'm ready. I was a kid. I couldn't wait to be 18 so I could be young.
So look though. See right there. Now this is so this is the when it comes down to that right there, it's just like this. You cannot take some lyrics that for one, he ain't got no P-tape. It ain't been no kids come forth like Key Sweat been banging me. It ain't been no court case, and ain't been no conviction, ain't been no arrest. Right. So as far as I'm concerned, once Key Sweat get all that stuff on his jacket. Like Key Sweat ain't never married no kid, right. So you let me know when Key Sweat married a kid, because R. Kelly did that shit. You know what I'm saying? You let me know when Key Sweat got a P-tape, because R. Kelly did that shit. Yep. You let me know when Key Sweat get arrested, because R. Kelly did that shit. You let me know when Key Sweat get found guilty, because R. Kelly did that shit. There is like the only thing you can go by off of that. Come on, man. Shout out Key Sweat, man.
Key Sweat. Like y'all forgetting that.
Innocent to proven guilty, bro.
Hey. That Key Sweat had it.
Well, R. Kelly proved himself guilty by marrying the league in the first place. But we're gonna get back to the topic. We ain't gonna pee on R. Kelly today.
Hey, and
he already did enough pissing for everybody.
And B, the end of the story is the dudes told me there's like, hey man, I was like, what's up? There's like, what's up? Everything good?
Right.
They was cleaning their weapons because what was going on inside Park Avenue.
Wow.
Bumping So I'm just saying these dudes was getting themselves riled up to Keep Sweat.
Yeah, actually, but see, here's the thing: that back in the day music, see that back in the day music, that had a Gangsta Twins to it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you could, like you listen to some Curtis Mayfield. You feel me? Like you know what I mean? You gonna get into the like Pimp Mac music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gonna shoot somebody. But you ain't gonna shoot nobody with a new gun though. Yeah, like that's like that was gang. That was right there. Like you know what I'm saying? That was pre. That was like pre. Yeah, we gonna get ready to start really killing motherfuckers. Like back in the day, like you know, you had to find a certain record. You had to find out Isley Brothers record where they had like they were still singing about love, but the gangster guitar riff was just enough for you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna grab my 45 and go put one in that motherfucker. This child ass turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know. It wasn't like, you know, because now they like in the songs they talk about choppers and yappers and ukawakas, and they got guns the size of motherfucking the military shit. And I mean that's, you know, like back in the day it was like you still didn't hear about the Isley Brothers getting shot. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear about. I mean, a couple of them did get into stuff. Was like the dude from the Temptations, he got shot in the leg. You know what I'm saying? But that was on some carjacking shit. You know. But it's a different
stuff that can happen to anybody.
Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's not like you didn't hear about the Temptations and the OJs, like talking about that
shot every day.
You know, going, you know, having ops. You know what I'm saying? Right. They beefing with each other and having ops. You know what I'm saying? Like the OJs and the Isley Brothers wasn't like running to each other backstage, stabbing each other. What's going on? Like,
you know what the difference is that once
they were trying to stab
the streets to the music, it just never went away.
It got bigger because here's the thing, like when you look at it, I think it's pop because the majority of the world live in pop. You know what I'm saying? Like the majority of the world lives like below standards of safety. You know what I'm saying? Of where you call a safe neighborhood or a life where you don't have to worry about this person, you know, shooting at your house. And like the city of Cleveland, for instance. There's only like maybe 2 or 3 areas within like the surrounding area of Cleveland where you not subject for a gunshot shooting every now and then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like hell, it doesn't like Garfield, Maple Heights, Warrensville, like even those outside areas,
they're not safe.
They're not safe. Like they're
what areas in Cleveland? because I don't know no other
I mean,
one.
I wouldn't even say Cleveland. Like you got like Beechwood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Woodmere and
Right.
parts of Shaker and
Westlake.
and Solon and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I got to worry about is like little Timmy or something getting pissed off and going and shooting up the school or some shit like that. And that's crazy when you think about it too. Like the environment, and I think the overall the environment that we're living in the world today. And I think this is really taking place over the last decade is we've become just too desensitized to violence. You know what I'm saying? And it's been glorified. Like these hip hop artists, for instance, they need the violence in order to get their views up. Like these Instagram, like a lot of these artists, they're not getting popular because of their music. They're getting popular because of what they're putting on Instagram and what they're talking about and who they beefing with, shit like that. That attracts the viewers. And now they put that in the music. So now it's in the music. So now it's like it's a cycle. And now they're eating off of this. You know what I'm saying? So now you ain't gonna tell these dudes that's beefing. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I just made more money off of this beef. You know what I'm saying? Than I did in my entire life.
And by the way, they're indicting people and using their songs as evidence now.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. It's just like, and it's fucked up because it's literally like trap music. It's a trap. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can't like before, and hip hop caught down the slippery slope of what real is, right? You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at movies, for instance, nobody was expecting Al Pacino, even though he played Scarface really well. Nobody was like, Al Pacino really don't sell dope. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's not really selling dope, so I'm not going to watch this movie because he's fake. You know what I'm saying? He's not really killing people. He played as the Godfather's mob boss. He's fake. He's not really killing people. Nobody said that about Robert De Niro, like and Denzel Washington. Right. He played American Gangster. Oh, he really didn't sell dope. Nobody, but in hip hop, for instance, nobody put that connotation on R&B artists. They're not really in love. How they gonna sing about love? They got divorced. You know what I'm saying?
Luther Vandross was singing about women. He ain't like women.
Yeah, you feel me? Like nobody put those stipulations on other artists, like rock and roll artists. Like a rock and roll artist, they could be living a clean ass motherfucking lifestyle for real. They ain't gotta be doing none of this shit, but they can sing about drugs and shit like that and being depressed and whatever like that. And they could be living a happy ass lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? They sing about, rock and roll. They sing about girls and drugs, parties and all that shit, or being suicidal and being under a bridge and being on heroin. They sing about this shit, and then they go to rehab and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you don't hear about these artists beefing, and you don't hear about, like these artists like they coming from, like they don't bring like none of the violence that they pass like directly into the music and none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Why is the hip hop? Why is hip hop prone to that? You feel me? Why is it in our area? Why is it in our realm? Like, and it's like, and we're the only ones that's doing it. You feel me? Like R&B artists, they R&B artists from the hood too. You don't hear them saying, "I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker when I see him." Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what's crazy though is even on Instagram though, kids nowadays are even changing the words to songs now. Y'all heard the Fantasia?
Yeah,
the little kid doing it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. He when I see you.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, I heard that one. Like, all that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that was about real murders and shit. Like that was,
it was a slow roll, man.
Yeah.
Once they planted that seed, they just
goes to my point.
It expanded
of the realness. There was like
more violent, more
violent because here's what they did, right? They shamed artists for not being killers, for not going to jail,
right?
For not like our like, and it's on us because I grew up and I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like we seen it. Like you wasn't considered black for real unless you went to jail, unless you from the hood, unless you do street shit. You was considered a square. You was considered you talk proper.
I got a good question for you.
What's that?
Think about this shit. Why was Master P the first dude in hip hop to get such a lucrative deal with the 80-20 whatever split with Universal? When none of them dudes was highly skilled, when the music was kind of rudimentary compared to what was out there, and all they was talking about was Ice Cream Man being about his soul drugs. But they got the biggest hip hop deal in history.
Then Cash Money, same
at
thing.
the
Like
end of the 90s.
Jay-Z, same thing. Like when Jay-Z came in, like here's the thing, like that dope boy music got popular. You know what I'm saying? But then here's the thing. If you really wasn't selling dope and you talk about it, you got shamed for it. You know what I'm saying? Now you could have saw it in your life, you know what I'm saying? You could have saw people selling dope and it went from, you talk about what you thing to, okay, are you really living it? You know what I'm saying?
So right.
And then go the
Was
same
that on? Was that on then, the artist or the consumer?
It's on both. You know what I'm saying? Because
Because
they,
like no, if an artist is painting the picture,
it's really on the consumer.
that's
Because
what I'm saying.
and it's
Like,
on,
y'all really want the person that y'all hearing this from to really be doing the stuff that they saying in their
and
song.
it's
Why?
but and it's self-destructive. You know what I'm saying? Like here's the thing: why did Tupac get more popular when he got out of jail than before? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When he was militant and he wasn't beefing with Biggie, you know, shit like that. And it wasn't that old blood Paru in the air and the,
Why did the same people that hated rap was burning CDs, was getting the FBI on NWA and all that type of stuff? It's the same people that perpetuated the violence once they realized how profitable it was. In other words, the same people that hated rap end up saying we needed to be just like what we didn't like.
You know what's funny? Those same people that are stopping and burning them CDs, I bet you if you ask them what's one of their favorite movies, they'll tell you Goodfellas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. They'll sit back and watch a Western
and now
with motherfuckers shooting motherfuckers and shit.
And now they love NWA too.
You know what I'm saying?
When they used to hate them.
Like in America, love them some outlaws. Like, but here's the thing: when it comes down to white, when it Outlaw Jones, shout out. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to just think about it. Like when you think about Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, those dudes was criminals. But when you hear about them, like they're presented like heroes and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the awesome like fairy tale of wild. When they talk about the Wild Wild West, the Wild Wild West was filled with criminals and rapists and thugs and killers. Right. But they make the Wild Wild West glamorize it. But when it comes down to our streets and our gangster lifestyle, it's looked at as a straight negative. But when you put that negative out there as a positive, like, and it's a different kind of positive. You know what I'm saying? It's not glamorized or made to look romantic like those is. It's made to look like you ain't a real person if you ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're not a real man if you're not out here doing this. You can't say you're a real hip hop artist if you ain't been through this and been through that. Then now what happens is, and I know, and I've seen it, cats do certain shit just so they can rap about it. Cats started selling dope so they could rap about selling dope. Cats started being in the streets just so they could rap about it. It wasn't the fact that they was in the streets.
Now think about this. How can you, let's do the math on that.
Let's do some math.
How can you encapsulate one demographic of people to glorify violence as a way to make money, right? And nobody else. And everybody else still getting rich. But the only way that this particular demographic is going to get rich at the music, you know, in general, is to be violent. While Taylor Swift and all these people don't have to do it.
Exactly.
So you got us, this small demographic, which is it's also the most profitable genre in music, but it's profitable off violence.
And they tell us they don't want to hear. Like it's weird because they tell us, oh yeah, we don't want to hear that. Like,
but guess what? We run it now. So we got P. Diddy, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and all the other
billionaires. These dudes are like they're richer than these white label owners was when they first started these labels.
Owning platforms, title, and things of that nature, or invested.
Yeah.
So now where the responsibility at? Who's signing these dudes now? Who's signing?
Who's putting and putting it and perpetuating this continual murder?
We are now in the way. We the middleman before we stop. We the ones that pick the artist.
Yeah.
So now it's up to us to get into our own head. Like, dude, we need to stop thinking about these putting dollars in front of our children because it's the young dudes between ages of 18 and 30 that's making all the violent music and getting killed in the street. Yeah. Well, the young Dolphin was in their 30s, but
it was directed towards a certain segment of that age group. So speaking of a segment, you want to know how you get 10% of a segment of your purchase? Go to Detroit Auto Parts. It's the official parts store of Redline Radio and home of our original studio. They have two convenient locations. East side, call 216-531-7373 or call the west side location at 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off on your purchase. Yeah. So, but indeed, like we are the pickers, the consumers. You know what I'm saying? Like artists like J. Cole and say for instance the conscious artists, they're getting slimmer and slimmer and fewer and fewer. Like you don't hear too many like new, like all these artists, and when you look at them, like the artists that just got killed. You know what I'm saying? Like I was about to make a post about this, but then I decided not to. But it's because it's weird. Like they all dress the same. They all look the same. They all smoke weed the same. Like it's like they all like everything is the same. They like the same. The money with the holding the money, the smile, all that. It's like it's like it's like almost a hypnotism thing that has taken place. Almost like because when I start hearing, because we went through the progression, like you said, the progression earlier. We went from talking about the streets to being thugs. Then it went from thugs to, you know what I'm saying, being dope boys and dope bosses. And then when it went from that to when you hear these artists now, they call themselves demons. It's demon time. Demon. Think about what a demon is, y'all. Right. Like, let's think about this. Now we're letting straight up demonic forces into the music. And they're not even hiding it no more. Because remember, it was a few years ago back, like maybe 2012, all that Illuminati stuff will start coming out on YouTube and devil worship. And now you see people like before it was when that first conspiracy hit, it was like everybody was against it. And then as the more it became like a talked about thing, now it started to become hip to start embracing the devil, embracing the eyes. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So this is a message to all the people out here. For all of these artists, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it seemed like, you know, like, yeah, these young dudes, like, and then because they play that trick on us. Oh, these young dudes is trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we should support them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, here's the thing. We would love to support these young dudes, you know what I'm saying? But I can't support nobody that's like nothing that's, you know, because it's one thing when you like making a film, because you know, like, all right, this is a film, it's not real. You know what I'm saying? These are actors. Nobody in this film is saying that this is what I really do. You know what I'm saying? And so you can like, there's no fucking real Terminator out here. So you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger ain't gonna come out blasting you and shit like that. But when you on these, because for one, you got the artists, they shame artists in their music. When you listen to it, they're shaming other people for not doing what they doing, not being real, not this, not you not hood. Oh, you not hood, you not doing this. You ain't really killing nobody. And then we fell into the trap like, oh yeah, we call an artist fake. Well, how you gonna talk about killing? You never really bust no guns. You heard them interviews and all that shit. And so now, so these artists, they're looking like, oh shit, like I gotta, like if I talked about killing somebody, now I really gotta do it.
It's like
you know what I'm saying?
It's like they gotta get initiated.
Yeah. If I talk about someone dope, now I really gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then you ain't got no career and you talked about it. You could have seen it, you could have heard it. It could be just something that interests you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But nobody ever asked Eminem to really kill his wife.
Right.
You feel me? Like, as much as he talked about killing Kim, nobody ever shamed Eminem for not actually killing him. Or killing his mama. They just let him slide about just talking about it and thought it was silly and funny and shit like that and bought into the records. And they was able to differentiate from the artists. Like, oh, these are just records. But when it comes down to black hip hop artists, we shame ourselves as a community. You know what I'm saying? The industry shames us. The artists shame the artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's trying to be the biggest gangster, the biggest thug. And if you're not trying to be the biggest gangster, the biggest thug, then that's looked as a negative. You know what I'm saying? There's not one artist that's comfortable enough to be like, look, I'm not from the hood. I'm not from the streets. All of them got to have some type of street element to him. Even Kendrick Lamar, he's a conscious artist, but what does he do? He talk about Compton and gangbanging a lot. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole, he's conscious. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he talk about, he has to sprinkle some guns in there every now and then. He got to sprinkle some dope every now and then. And if he don't, it ain't accepted. You looked at as Will Smith. You got to cuss in your record. Because if you can't, like, why do we talk about murder so much? You don't hear no artist talk about education. How come you ain't heard of artists? You ain't heard now one artist talk about, hey, I got my college degree. So all of them got dope. All of them. The
last person to do that, to get leaked into the radio somehow was Nas with You Know I Can.
Right, and here's the thing, but that was like some children's nursery rhyme.
That was it.
And that was it. And that was like, I gotta put out the bare minimum to, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, like Jay-Z, for instance, he's all black power and all this stuff now, and he got the dreadlocks and dressing like Basquiat and all this. And I love Jay, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, you know, now he's, you know, he got the woke stuff and, you know, he's put some education in it. But you know, he made a majority of his career off of talking about what? You know what I'm saying?
Selling drugs.
What he went through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing though, like when it comes down to it, like, and even in knowing that, right? You know what I'm saying? And knowing that and what he went through. You know what I'm saying? He says he, you know, and per se of the gangster lifestyle and stuff like that, per se, why would you put that on record then? Because you're really supposed to keep that shit quiet.
Right.
You feel me? So that means you're doing it.
some stuff that a lot of people don't.
I bet he does. Because, like, I mean, look where he at. There's no way you can't get to that position and not know. He definitely knows way more than I do. I'm not going to sit here and front like he don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're absolutely right in that fact. You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's all about how you presenting this. Sometimes, like, it ain't necessarily
but
how you present.
But even people are looking at Jay-Z as corny now. Because he's
What
not as
people,
doing
though?
it. Say what?
What people?
It's the younger
That
generation.
matter.
They do. Here's the thing: the younger generation, and they do matter. The reason why is because they're the ones who buying the most
Jay-Z.
records. What?
Not the Jay-Z, they don't.
Yeah, but they not Jay-Z, but it does matter when you got these when they're young people when they're being affected by certain music, and now they out here and they could blast up somebody's home and kill a innocent kid on accident with a straight bullet. You know what I'm saying? Or another artist get killed. You know what I'm saying? Like back when it was just that was the biggest thing because it was like that was the first time some shit like that happened. Now artists can't even get to that level because like it's now it's I promise you, like when the reason why I was in Nip Hustle and Pop Smoke because it really wasn't even happening that much back then. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like every other week. You know what I'm saying? It's Mo 3. You know what I'm saying? It's so many of them that got killed. You can't even keep track no more. You know what I'm saying? Like every month, another hip hop artist is getting killed before they even get a chance to reach the status.
And social media not helping, man, because Pop Smoke was killed because they knew where he was, they knew what he had, they was looking at the Instagram. A lot of these dudes been killed after their location was given up through social media. That's another. Y'all notice that?
Yeah. And that's the same because
It's
here's the
the
thing.
people around them that's putting the location up.
I mean, Pop Smoke put his own location out there. He ain't had nobody around him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like when Nip got killed, he was right there at his store. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these dudes, they getting killed in their hometown or in LA. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? Like
Fat Joe was just talking about most of these dudes was getting killed in their home.
Yeah, like I mean, you look at Soldier Slim. You know what I'm saying? Killed in his hometown. You feel me? Like and where
like Q Nice killed his own. He went in his
but
own
here's
town.
the thing, you know what's crazy?
It's the same connotation.
As a rock star, if you're a rock star, that's some shit you don't have to worry about. As a pop star, that's some shit you don't have to worry about. Taylor Swift should go back to her hometown and fucking be absolutely fine. She ain't got to worry about females trying to press her. Ain't no females going to try. Ain't no females trying to fight Taylor Swift. How come ain't nobody trying to rob them? And they drop their locations all the time.
I got a question.
How come ain't nobody trying to rob Justin Timberlake?
Hey, how do y'all feel as rappers, artists, personalities with a platform, still kind of young, you ain't old, grayed out or nothing yet. How y'all feel about walking around in Cleveland, one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, as rappers? Do you feel that same pressure that's happening in other major cities? Or do you feel like it's a difference in Cleveland? I know, I understand that, but I'm saying even though you can handle yourself, I'm saying do you feel?
I feel.
In other words, yes.
Yeah, like here's the thing, like, I understand what Deli's saying, like he don't, but here's the thing, in this city, you know what I'm saying, like, and understanding no matter where you go, you know what I'm saying, something can happen. You feel me? So you can either, you know what I'm saying, like I like here's the thing, it's not the fact that I worry about it, but I'm prepared for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm looking out for it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I got my eyes open for it because I'm not gonna get caught.
Right.
You know, you got to be a real good motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? To get me. You know what I'm saying? I got family. I'm gonna see them when I get home. You know what I mean? And I don't present myself as no gangster. I'm not a thug. You know what I'm saying? I'm a family man. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm gonna make it home to my kids. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be it's gonna be a long night for a motherfucker that's trying to stop me from getting home to my kids.
Because
you
Young Dolph got killed by some cookies.
Right. And that, you know what I'm saying? But it was in the here's the thing, right? You know, like my mom, she worked very hard to keep me out of the street. I was attracted to the street. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my own, you know what I'm saying, choices. You feel me?
Right.
Now, also being an adult, I'm like, here's the thing. Once I started having kids, and for everybody that's talking about, oh, I got money and I'm making money and things of that nature, I'm not putting myself in a position where like I don't go to the hood. I don't have no reason to be in the hood now. You know what I'm saying? I have no reason to go. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I'm pretty sure Makita got some good cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm pretty sure the cookies there is banging.
In other words, he should have got some cookies from somewhere else.
You got money, you can order cookies, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and then you in the Lambo in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You attracted like off top. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even saying this because this is how I feel about it. There's no reason why a black man who's successful shouldn't be able to go in any black neighborhood with diamonds on in an expensive car, drop his location. You shouldn't have to worry about losing your life. You know what I'm saying? Because Timberlake can drive through his old neighborhood and the expensive ass car and ain't got to worry about none of the motherfuckers robbing him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? Why we treat each other like that? I fucking don't know. And that's the shit that pisses me off for real. Right. Because we treat each other like we can't be successful around each other. And you know, like you have to be around as a black man. When you're successful, you have to move out of the hood and around people that might not have as much money as you because of the fact that you could get fucking robbed. Yeah. And like that's just, and people will try to fucking kill you. And not even like, because these cats know that like jewelry ain't worth, you can't take it to a pawn shop. And then they literally out here robbing and killing cats just so they can wear the jewelry for a few days before the police come and get it.
Damn. That's deep as shit.
That's where the mindset at, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Real shortage.
And the thing is, black people, we can literally change for like, and the hood don't even have to exist no more. You feel me? We with the internet day and age, and there's many motherfuckers running around here talking about they get money and they getting money and all this shit. Cool, take some of that money and let's fix up our neighborhoods then. Right. You feel me? Why you got all these rich ass rappers and they hoods is still the hood? That don't even fucking make sense. Like if I got money, the hood gonna be the suburbs, no? You feel me? Like clean that motherfucker up. You literally got money where you can pay instead of I'm dropping off bricks in the hood. Why don't you drop off some motherfucking brooms and mops and shit to help clean these streets up?
Why they can? Because gentrification is happening right up under everybody's nose right now.
We gentrify our own neighborhoods just by treating each other better. Just by treating our neighborhoods better. They can't open up a business in the hood because it's gonna get robbed. You feel me?
Right.
And it ain't the man that's doing it. It's our own. It's like, you feel me? Like how we gonna how we like
no more.
So what?
Got to no more.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. It is. But at the same time, and I feel you on that. But there's many motherfuckers out here that say they got knowledge. There's many motherfuckers walking around here with all this goddamn advice and all this bullshit. You feel me? But now, in the year 2022, as a whole, as a black people, I'm not accepting the fact that we so fucking far programmed that we can't change this shit now. We have too many tools, too many information that we can't do it.
It's not that we can't do it. It's just that everybody ain't gonna wake up at the same rate.
I think people don't want to do it because you know what? Yeah, because here's the thing: the hood, when you don't even have to be a tough dude. But if you say you're from the hood, now automatically you tough. Some cats they want the hood to stay because it creates a false bravado and it gives them like, oh, I've been through this, I went through that. Like you really ain't even have to go through it. I know a lot of cats from the hood that got both mama and daddy. They really ain't have to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's the coaxing of it. It's the we went through a decade of where they programmed, they quote unquote programmed us, but then we start programming ourselves.
And it became so attractive.
So it's so perpetual. Exactly. Like here's the thing: when they first dropped off dope in California, we didn't have to sell it. We could have said no. They talk about the guns got dropped off in Chicago in crates and shit by the man. We literally didn't have to pick them up and shoot each other with them. They could have got them and just started going at the suburbs with the white folks, but they didn't.
Think of what you just said though about your mom did her best to keep you out the street, but you was attracted to it. What attracted you to it?
Money. Yeah, so, but even still, like I ain't got no felonies. And then it's just like this. I had enough sense. But here's the thing, though. Even being out there
training, but in life to be able to move a certain way, a lot of people don't have that.
Indeed, and that's very true. And so now it goes down to indicative of how people are right. You know what I'm saying? And where's their responsibility lie? Now it's on the parents because
and that comes from what they did in the early '70s when they took away vocational schools and all that type of stuff, and at the same time infiltrated the streets.
We had no community. We had no more community leaders. No.
And then they replaced the income that they took from the black man with the dope. And then that goes back to the money. So now, right from the start, the money and the quick way to get it, since we didn't have the training and since college wasn't in our radar and all that weird shit, they tried it. So now it's the motherfucking and drugs. So now that was the beginning before hip hop and all that type of shit. That was the beginning of it all.
Damn, I'm glad you said that. Though.
Man,
That, college wasn't in our radar because that's a different tax bracket.
Yeah,
Crap.
and why would college be in your radar when historically vocational training was in all the high school, and you was able to work at the factories and go to Ford and all that type of stuff and raise your family, especially
it was
right here in Cleveland, Youngstown, and all of that type of shit.
Because it was still about the money. It was about raising your family. You know what I'm saying? It was about providing what's best for your family. And see, back then you had a lot of poor people coming from the South.
Yeah.
And they needed money. So they're going to work at the factories. And factories pay good.
They emasculated us when they took away those factory jobs and made the woman feel more empowered, made the man feel like they was nothing.
And now the man got to get it any way they can.
So in any way they can was here goes some free base. If y'all really, I know y'all ain't got nothing. I know there ain't no jobs. I know there ain't no training. I know you feeling like you ain't shit compared to your bitch.
This will make you some shit real quick. Like,
so here you go.
Because at one point in time, like cocaine was a white man's drug. It was like, like you could sell it to them because they was the only ones that could afford it.
Work for their company. Yeah. Putting us through their school systems to learn to respect their heroes.
Right. And disregard ours.
And that's for income.
And that's,
you know what's
crazy? The clips in the blood. That's
because speak this right now. Like in the history books. Now, when I went to Orange High School, right? You know what I'm saying? And they didn't teach Black history there. I fought against the Board of Education to get Black history taught in Orange High School. That's how deep my shit was. You feel me? Now, when it comes down to it, this is one thing I remember growing up. I went to Petlala Elementary School. That was a school down south in the deep woods. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we like poor kids, farm kids, trailer park kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, you heard about Martin Luther King. You know, he didn't hear about Huey P. Newton, right?
Right.
Now, and then as I got older, I saw how white America viewed the Black Panthers and viewed Huey P. Newton. They viewed them in the negative, right? How the fuck they view Huey P. Newton in the negative, but they could tell me that motherfucking like a dude, like, I don't know, give me one of them outlaw motherfuckers from the Wild Wild West.
Jesse James.
He's a good guy.
Right.
You feel me? Like they have so much negative to say about the Black Panthers, but hey, you bring up one of them motherfuckers, they like, oh yeah, look at the old West and as a kid we talked about pilgrims and all that bullshit, and they was looked at as heroes.
Right.
But they like these motherfuckers annihilated an entire race of people.
Right.
You feel me? That's what their country is established on, and that's crazy how that. But so like literally, the system has played mind games with our people, and it twisted our minds and it had us thinking all different types of ways, different types of things, and that's how we get to today. And now because they look at it like this, we make the most popular music ever on the planet. You know what I'm saying? We are the creators of it. You know what I'm saying? Majority, 90% of your hip hop artists are African American, even overseas. You know what I'm saying? You go to the UK, 90% of the hip hop artists there, they Black. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Go to Australia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go to China. You might find that one Black motherfucker over there. He rap. Guarantee you.
Right.
Black Sin Jackson. Don't nigga rap. You know what I'm saying? Adrian, you good? You been mighty quiet. How do we make this?
I didn't even know what the topic was, to be honest. I knew what my topic was going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. The show started. My man Timmy rocked 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? This is a good topic. I mean, we have spent elaborate times on other topics before. Oh, because we just literally talked about the dude Q Money getting arrested. This happened today. This is new news. We couldn't talk about this last week because it just happened. All right, so you're not going to participate in the conversation.
We always just hop in whenever we got something to say. Like if you got something to say, the mic is right there in front of you. Pop in.
Yeah.
We clear the floor for you.
All right, cool. So, Now, man, other news, you know what I'm saying? Since we're gonna move on, you know what I'm saying? at the 11:19 hour. The Ime Udoka scandal. Anybody familiar with what happened with the Boston Celtics coach?
Yeah, he was messing around with he messed with one of the vice president's wife. He was doing some.
No, it wasn't the vice president's wife. It was his baby mama.
Oh yeah, baby
She
mama.
was just on the staff.
Right. So, yeah, he was messing with the staff. Yeah. Uduku. What's his name? Uduko?
The staff. Yeah, it made Udoka. Udoka.
Yeah, fucking around with doing too much.
Doing a little too much. He didn't keep it under wraps in there. Keep it under wraps. Now, what's very surprising about this is the fact that this story, like, and I found this very odd. So Brett Favre, the whole thing with him stealing money from Mississippi, that story came out, right? And it barely got talked about. And then, like, literally, now the Udoka story just came right in. Boston was like, hey, y'all ESPN, y'all need something to really kind of take down on Brett Favre. Here you go. Pop.
Right.
We got a coach in here who's fucking because they the ones who leaked it.
While Brett Favre stealing money from the poorest state in the country, from the poorest people in the poorest state in the whole country.
Indeed. Now, an update on that is the politician who was involved with it has now decided he turned himself in. No, he turned himself in, and he's going to cooperate and testify. You know what I'm saying, against Brett Favre and everybody that was involved.
Wow.
The snitches are out on that case.
Yeah. It's all type of, you know. We ain't only one to go through, on different levels. They all got they, you know, motherfuckers some bad seeds, some fucked up shit. And caught, or sometimes they'll catch it. Man, they got enough money to hide it.
Ain't that crazy though, man? That dude took that money and spent that money building up that facility, and his daughter was on the team.
And he already got money though. But you stole from poor people, and then he got paid for speeches. He was the greatest quarterback. But like I said, I don't even blame Brett, because like shit, if I can't ask the politician for a favor and they say yes,
Brett claimed he didn't know that the money was being taken out of that particular.
but text messages shows that he absolutely knows.
Damn, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's crazy because with all of this information that's out, that's still not getting as much traction as the Ime Udoka story. I even see females who never even comment or talk about basketball or shit. They don't know Ime Udoka story. Y'all don't even know who Ime Udoka was.
Nope, until the story broke.
I see stuff about Nia Long now. Ain't seen nothing about how happy it was for him before. Like, I ain't seen no post about that. But man, let the scandal happen.
It's like Deshaun Watson, a couple of them said that it was he was being inappropriate, but I think the bottom line, he didn't rape nobody. He didn't force nobody to give him a happy ending. I mean, I'm just saying, like, all this stuff is weird, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can't hear what she's saying because I got on these headphones. I see her mouth moving though. I can't hear her because I got on these headphones. I can't hear you because I got on these headphones. I don't know what you're looking at me like that for. My name Eric Wilson. I'm not the one. What the hell going on in this motherfucker, man? I'm not the one, B.
be in my radio show.
The fuck?
But no, in the Deshaun Watson case, it was where, and now I think the detectives, they set the dude up overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was a whole setup. But it was cases where some of the women, they weren't comfortable with it. Some of the women, they were. And you got that many massages. Out of that many massages, you're going to have some women that's down for it, some women that's not. But overall, they say he overstepped his bounds. It was inappropriate with those women. And that's why he got the 8-game suspension. You know what I'm saying? Now, in the Ime Udoka case, they say, now in the updates on that, they say it was a consensual type of thing. And then when it came out, like, the lady said that, it was, well, he, advanced on me in unwarranted fashions. So that's what, muddied up the story and pretty much caused him to get suspended for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're still investigating on that. But, and then that being his baby mom, it's just like, I think, me personally, I think that story should have been like, popping. It shouldn't have came out. Boston should have, whatever you're going to do, do it, and they'll be like, hey, why you got suspended? Undisclosed issue.
Especially if it was all consensual.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's the? It's a scandal, but is it worth us knowing about this consensual sex with this staff members?
Right.
You know what I'm
saying? And probably distracted from Brett Favre. Like I mean, they are really pumping that shit on ESPN with the You Made a Joker, but Brett Favre got like kind of like it's like only spoken about by certain shows with Stephen A. Smith if they speak about it, but it's not like ESPN ticker tape storyline. You know what I'm saying? Which is wild.
Like we having money to cover their stuff up. Our people don't think about that in terms of scandal, and like we don't think ahead like some of our counterparts do. They really be knowing like, all right, it's out now. Let me get ahead of it. You know what I'm saying? Our things are different. Our shit's different from what they got to deal with. We got to deal with niggas in the streets. They got to deal with corporate shit. You feel me? Like paperwork.
Texas.
Yeah. Shit like that. But if we was more worried about shit like that, then we wouldn't have the same problems that we do. You feel me? But what we have to focus on immediately because of the situation that a lot of our people are in, we don't have the time, or we don't make the time to study up on things that could get us ahead. We just trying to stay afloat.
Speaking of staying afloat, Growing Wings Adult Services. It's the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art growing studio, too. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, give a call to Lisa at 234-334-7547. Sorry, Lisa. The correct number has been given. You know what I'm saying? So, it is 11:30, and it's time for Regular Deli. Not sick. I can't even say that.
No.
Not. I can't even say what I want to. You know your name, man. Introduce yourself.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to introduce myself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
One of my favorite co-hosts is about to bounce on me.
Yeah, like, why are you leaving?
I guess I got to do my own introduction today. It ain't gonna sound as sexy, but
I mean, you're the one who calls yourself that, so yeah, you do it.
This is now the Love and Life section with your boy, Sexy Belly. I gave him my best shot to him. But all right, so my topic for the day: a woman that don't like her mom, can't stand her mom, is a red flag.
That is partly true.
Because you know how this go.
Because here's the thing: there's some women that grew up with abusive parents, so you can see how they would have resentment towards their mother in that instance.
I could see how they could have resentment to her, but if they never get over that resentment, they're going to be the same thing because that's what they know.
Yeah, but maybe they use that resentment to move into a healthier, you know what I'm saying, life, kind of leaving out the negativity.
But most don't. They never seek therapy for it. They just kind of brush it under the rug, you know what I'm saying? Keep it going. But end up displaying those same habits later on down the line because they never addressed it.
That's true. That's very true. Now, here's the thing. For anybody that kind of has issues with their parents, what about their father then?
No, what do you mean? What about their father?
Yeah, what about their father?
What about?
Like, what if they don't have a good relationship with their father?
Oh, okay. I mean,
would that be a red flag?
That's also a red flag.
Is it a red flag on the dad or the child?
No, because at the end of the day, he chose not to be in his child's life, but his child might have not gotten the actual help that he needed to get over that, might not have found a way to cope with that, and ended up doing the same things, just like I said with the mother and her daughter.
You mean just repeating the same behavior?
Because you never learned anything better,
You end up raising your kid and having the same relationship with your kid that you had with your dad.
Exactly.
Passing the poison on down the line. Huh?
Exactly.
I've seen those. I've seen examples of that. It's not all the time, but
Not
I
all
do.
the time, but more
I
often
have
than
seen.
not.
I have seen examples of that. That goes. Yeah, I've seen examples of that in a whole bunch of different instances.
I mean, I would say it's just like this. When it comes down to people in relationships, and I think it's up to you to decide what kind of person you're gonna be. Yeah, as an adult, like you go through shit with your parents as a kid, but as an adult, you know what I'm saying? Eventually you have to like, set your own playing field, right? Now, I wouldn't say that's necessarily a red flag from a female. You know what I'm saying? If she doesn't have a good relationship with her mother, I would say you would if she exhibits the same habits that cause her and her mother have a bad relationship, then that's a red flag. Because she could be a good person and just not have a good, vibe with her mother. Is that true? Is that possible?
That's very possible. But it's just not the majority of what you see. You feel me? Like, I'm pretty sure we can all attest to that. Like, you have ones that are like the total opposite because they've learned better or had someone else around to show them better that wasn't their mom, but they don't dislike their mom. They just see that she on some different stuff. But if you dislike the woman that brought you into this world, regardless of how you feel about what she could have done differently as a mother, then you haven't healed from whatever, you know, thing y'all had going on when you was coming up.
Could it be PTSD?
Could be. Could be. But that's what I'm saying. It's a red flag because it's gonna be certain things you're not gonna be able to even say to her that she might not even express offends her, all because she doesn't even want to address it.
I would say I would have to agree. I would have to agree. Because at the end of the day, we all are products of what they say the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And we're all products of how we're raised. You know what I'm saying? You can see if somebody was raised by, abusive parents, they pretty much wear it in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? If you was raised by loving parents, you're gonna wear that in certain areas. If you was raised by parents who had a healthy relationship, you tend to have ideals and kind of, they follow that pattern of healthy relationships. For people that they saw their parents go through unhealthy relationships, they tend to have unhealthy relationships. So I would say it like this, ladies, fellas as well. Well, let me ask you this before I even go on to my point. Do you think that's the same thing for fellas? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for women that's dealing with us, we don't have a good relationship with our mothers. Ladies, would y'all consider that a red?
They should.
Would you consider that a red flag?
We need a female point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We usually have one.
Hobble on over.
There we go. Hold on up. Yeah. You want to throw some headphones?
This is literally the first time.
This your first time ever?
It ain't nothing like your first time.
Hey, look, I want you to record all your little R&B ad-libs you be doing to me. And anytime we make jokes and shit, I want you to pop some of them as a sound effect. All right. So, yeah, there we go. So let's back to the question now. As a woman, would you consider a dude that has a bad relationship with his mother a red flag? What about his father?
So that's a good one. But, yeah, your relationship with your parents is important to move forward in a relationship with somebody. If they have a legitimate reason, their mom is raggedy and she didn't do right by you, I can get that. But they tend, if men don't have a good relationship with their mom, they tend not to be good in relationships.
Now, what if you meet the person's mom and you see she's crazy,
right?
And they're like, nah, this is you see why I don't fuck with my mom. So would you consider that?
Yes.
Would you still consider them a red flag? That man?
Why that wasn't an automatic yes?
Because there's the absence of fathers is a big trend I mean, I've been lucky enough to say I don't share that. But you see it on a day to day. There's a reason why they promote like the big, what was it, the father walk kids to school day.
Yeah.
Like that was, I want to say at least countywide.
They don't do like mothers walk to school because they just figure mothers is around.
Mothers is the one dropping them off every day.
Right. So all the fellas first. How many fellas in here either was raised by both parents or at least knew both your mother and your father growing up? Raise your hand.
You mean knew him?
Yeah, like knew him. Like say for instance, yeah, like did you see your father when you was a kid? Like did you visit your father? Did you hang out with your father as a kid? Raise your hand.
We need some.
You see how we gotta even try to put parameters on that? Like, you mean like was he there every day or like did he pick me up? Like that's fucked up.
Right.
That's fucked up because
we can't answer that question. We can't answer that.
We need
stuff
like
like that.
for that.
Yeah. Let me ask you, were you raised by both
My
your
dad
parents?
was around.
Your dad was around.
My
So
dad
both
was
parents right on. So did
Mine
you
was.
Mine wasn't. I didn't even meet my dad till I was like 14. What about you?
My dad was in and out a couple times when I was younger, and then after 11, I just never seen him.
What about you, Timmy?
When I was like 3, my dad punched me in my chest because I was talking crazy.
3.
I wasn't 3, but
No, this happened like 3 days ago, huh? That's what he meant.
I've been fortunate enough to have my dad my whole life. I mean, my dad, he like you said, he went out. He got locked up once, so that was a period of time. But this was like after like 13, 14. Like, so I didn't have my dad well into my life already before that even happened. And then I had my grandfather too. And then the man that's in my mother's life now has also been a father figure.
Wow.
I've had close uncles. I've had
You got all the
big,
daddies.
right?
Everybody else
Man.
struggling.
I've had uncles and grandpas.
They need to make a poster of him. He wanted it. He 20% of us.
I talk about it. I look about 20% of everybody too. But I've even spoke on this. I've been fortunate to have a big male role model figure in my life, and I'm grateful for it, to be honest.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you don't mind, B? What you think that particular dynamic in your past has benefited you the most compared to the people that didn't have what you just described?
Well, to say what they went through, I could never speak on that because I don't know. But having a male, I feel like having that type of male figure in my life, allowed me to, I guess, really be able to fully lead, or people see leadership inside of me. Also, like, accountability is huge for me. Like I'm very accountable for my actions, and I feel like the male figures in my life definitely cultivated that because they'd be quick to say, "Yeah, nigga, I fucked up." Like they owned up to it. Not saying that women don't do that, but
the example,
right? Yeah.
But that's what was given to me. Also, I've my grandfather, before he passed, we had one last conversation. I talked about this at his funeral. We had one last conversation. I got to hear him say he was proud of me. And I'm old. I was in my 20s at this time, so hearing that as an adult, a lot of people seek acceptance from the people that matter. You was one that mattered. I got to hear it, or it was
Right.
Right.
That does wonderful things for
it
raising
does.
boys. And I know they would love to hear that.
I mean, because like he was one of the most respected people in my family. So to hear the most honored person in the family to give you his blessing,
Right.
there was nothing like it for me. And that's what it's like. I don't have to, at this point, I don't have to please nobody else. The person that needed to be pleased was pleased. Don't get me wrong. I got other people that and I hold myself. I want to keep myself proud. But if you can't accept me, that's cool. I got the person that needed to accept me right there. So I don't know. I definitely weighed heavy on my life, and I appreciate him every day.
Oh, and see, I can see it. Like even in my son, right? My son, he sticks with me like all the time, like every day. Like if I'm at the house, or like he's like right with me, right? And this is the craziest. This is the thoughts I'll be having, anytime I pick my son up and I hold him or I play with him, right? I'd be like, man, I ain't get a chance to do that with my dad. But I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that with my son. And my son won't even, like, he won't know what that feeling is like. Like, I don't know what that, like, I don't know what that feeling was like as a 2-year-old to be held by my father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to be scared and be able to just and run in my father's arms or to play football with my dad. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
never knew what that was like. You know what I'm saying? And with my son, he will never have to experience that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't
And
know
that's
what
like,
it's gonna be like to not have that.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's for me, that's one of the, probably I would say one of the top 3 most important things in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and like him, my daughter, and both of my daughters. You know what I'm saying? And I think for people to have healthy relationships, and you know, it's important that if you have a bad relationship with your parents growing up, it's important that as an adult you try to rectify that torn relationship and try to repair it, because you only got one set of parents. You know what I'm saying? Because that will help you and save you in future relationships. You know what I'm saying? So to your point, because if you're not willing to do that as an adult, you know what I'm saying, with your parents, then that might be a red flag.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I forgive my father, even though he dead, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like,
same here. My father passed away when I was 21.
I was like around the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like maybe like 19, 20, somewhere around there. You know,
I'd love to know the story of those men who just missed out. Why? Why did they miss out? I would love to know the story.
And you know how people, you become an adult and here's your time to chop it up with them. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, because I remember
really get the full understanding and be able to understand it.
Dies.
And it's weird, like with like my dad. Show y'all some personal stuff. So me and my dad, when I met him, I was like around 14, and we would hang around each other like every other weekend. It was like that for about a year, and then he got a tour with my ex stepmother. You know what I'm saying? She cheated on him or whatever. They broke up, and then I didn't see him again for like 4 years, maybe, about 3 or 4 years. And then when we linked back up again, the first conversation we had, he like, yeah, son, so got 6 months left to live.
Damn.
B, stop. So I didn't see my father for a long time. I was in the military. Popped up on the military base with a 12-pack of Budweiser. They let him bring his 18-wheeler on the military base. He stayed with me one night. Never seen him again for a long time. This was me like 19, 20 years old when I came back from South Korea. The next time I heard from him was a phone call. I said, what's up? What's going on, Dad? Like, just letting you know I got 6 months. He died exactly 6 months later to the day. He died 180 days later.
Wow. Yeah, my pops made it like 3.5 months. You know what I'm saying? He was 50 years old. And so like, and I look at it like this, and I put things in perspective. Like,
and my dad was 40.
Wow, young men. You know what I'm saying? Young men.
He was 40. I was 21. I mean,
and now you done passed your father's lifespan.
I'm beyond where he was. So I've experienced the earth longer than he had a chance to.
And I think about that a lot. Like, man, if I died at the same age as my father, I would have about 13 years left on the planet, which is crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my son would be 16. My daughter would be, she just turned 7. So she'll be 20.
I can't imagine dying 9 years ago.
See what I'm saying? Like,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? 9 years ago, I would have missed everything.
It's a lot of things.
Grandchildren and everything.
And think about that. And so my father, and if my father, he would have lived, like, he wouldn't have, like, he missed out on grandkids. Like, you feel me? Like, he had some grandkids, but he missed out on the grandkids. And so, like, for us, I think a lot of us that grew up in that, if you was born between like 19, I would say like maybe 70 and like the year 2000, like 18. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole generation of a majority of
single parents.
That a majority. It's not. That wasn't a minority. A majority of kids born were born to single parent homes between 1970 and 2018. And I think that's the end of it. I think that's the end of 2022.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because nowadays, more people are like, "Nah, I don't want to get married."
It's trending now.
Now that's the thing. Like, let's not get married. Let's, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a, quasi relationship, kind of. And if you're pregnant, I'm the baby daddy. Like the BMs and BDs. That's the thing now. You don't never hear fathers no more. You don't hear father and mother no more. You don't hear husband and wife. You hear BD and BM.
Don't nobody want to be tied
in no effort to it no more. They just like ready to run at the first sign of bullshit.
Nobody want to be tied down and work through nothing.
Because and I think that's pride too. Because not everybody say, "Oh, leave." They, your pride hurt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they fucked up. They made a mistake. Just leave them alone and all this shit. Like, and like back in the day, like people want to like, why is divorce more high now than it was back in the day? For one, like back in the day, it was harder for women to get divorced from men. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing. And a lot of those women back in the day, I'm pretty sure if they wanted to get a divorce, a lot of them might have tried to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they just couldn't either afford it or didn't know how. They didn't have no finances because they couldn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't working. There was more housewives and things of that nature. Now women got their own money. You know what I'm saying? The courts is definitely more in the women's favor overall. And there's no slight against women. I'm not saying that as a negative. So for the ladies out there, don't take that as a negative. I'm just saying the courts are in favor of y'all when it comes down to custody, when it comes down to alimony.
For y'all.
Huh?
Like it's not a negative.
Yeah, it's not. It's like I'm not saying that as a negative. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's the truth.
The women are the ones that usually file.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You're really gonna hardly hear dudes filing for divorce, like, you know what I'm saying? That never, you don't hardly hear about dudes getting paid alimony. You don't hardly hear about men getting paid child support. You know what I'm saying? And well, partly is because how many men do you hear about? They're the ones that are the single fathers. You hear about single fathers, but that's very rare.
Very rare.
You know what I'm saying? Very rare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And also, that's like this because it's, for one, there's more women in the population than it is men, so you're gonna have that disproportionate. But when it comes down to, us and our generation from 1970 to like now, we have a majority of homes from single parents. You wonder why a lot of people are single.
So what you think?
Well, I think it's because like how would people know how to really cultivate a healthy relationship if they didn't really see one growing up?
No experience.
You know what I'm saying?
No witness.
There's no experience. Like the immediate experience. Like I grew up outside my grandparents, so the idea I have for marriage and family that came from my grandparents and TV, Fresh Prince, Cosby Show, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Same stuff here.
You feel me? And like my grandparents, they old fashioned, so it's like that old fashioned style of marriage. You know what I'm saying?
1930s, 40s, 50s type of style of marriage.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Now, even though my mom, now it's crazy though. My mom, she grew up with both mother and father. Now, I have to ask, like, okay, so how did our moms, because a majority of our parents, they came from mother and father households. So where was it like? So where was it like the single parent household became, the thing? Like, you know what I'm saying?
The year you said,
like between 1970, free love and all that. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
know what the thing is? What makes it so crazy?
What's up?
What I've been observing is why people are single is because, first off, men don't know how to lead no more. First off,
that's true. Because because a lot of men never saw leaders. They never had no leaders directly in the household. Because here's the thing.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Two, women don't know how to let a man lead. So when you got those two things trying to come together, it's gonna be turbulence.
And the reason why is because those women, they never had that example. So they the ones who had to be the leaders. So they don't know how to step in and let somebody lead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just being honest, like when me and my wife first got married, we went through that thing because like she was a single mother. You know what I'm saying? And she still, even though we got married, she still had a lot of single mother tendencies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't used to a man like leading. You know what I'm saying? And being there, she was the leader. You know what I'm saying? And so like, like with my moms, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother is a very assertive woman. like really a dude. Like it's gonna take a strong dude. And my mother's never been married. Like I think she's only dated like 3 dudes in my entire life that I seen. You know what I'm saying? Because she just didn't want any dude around me. She just wasn't and my mother, and I don't know what my pops did, but man, like she was just like, I'm not even gonna even get anywhere close to some fucked up shit again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's
Your
just like,
mother's only child.
yeah, I'm my mom's only child.
Your mom did it right.
Yeah, because she wasn't having no more, you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes, like me and my mom, we talk about this now. I'm like, Mom, you know, if you would have had another kid, that would have been more tax money in the house. You know, I'm just saying though, like we would have had some more food stamps or something. You know what I'm saying? But like, but I know why she did that. For one, because she knew as a single mother, that's what she can afford. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, here's the thing. I was a fat kid. You feel me? So
Me too.
I'm eating enough for kindred spirits, man, because I'm eating enough for 2 kids already as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So she would have had another kid, the other kid would have starved. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have like, you ain't about to eat these motherfucking Oreos, motherfuckers. Like, little some bitch, like these are mine. Like,
How we end up passing? How did the leader? Where did the leadership go? How is the man not able to lead no more when they do have the leadership skills? Even though we know it's men that don't no more because they didn't have the example, but the ones that do, now that you said it was a two-folded thing. The ones that do, the woman won't let them lead. Where did that come from? So why won't the woman let them lead? Is it because of 50 years of not seeing a man lead, or is it because of training by the media to emasculate men in the first place? So men, especially men of color, can't get back in that position because they don't want us in that position.
Both of those, and the fact that now women won't even listen to the man that they're trying to keep when he's telling you what he requires and what you can expect from him. She want to go off of what her auntie, grandma, best friend say that you should expect from him. And if he can't do this, then kick his ass to the curb.
And they ain't got no dude. That's the crazy part about it.
Right, giving advice
like that. And like, and here's the thing, like, and I've seen it where you got a woman and she's married, but like the people, like the women that's immediately around her are not. You know what I'm saying?
So she kicking it with the single ladies.
Yeah, and it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, where do you get the advice from, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you see a lot of single people give love advice, which is weird. Like,
you know what you should do?
Like you know, and there's nothing wrong with people stating their opinions and things of that nature. But it's like, if like, here's the thing: if I'm trying to coach a basketball team, right? But every time, I haven't had a winning season yet. You know what I'm saying? And say eventually, I'm not going to get another coaching job. You know what I'm saying? And then, or if I'm trying to give advice to the players, they're not going to listen to me because they'd be like, Coach, well, I've seen you on 5 different teams and you failed miserably every single time. You keep on drafting the wrong players. Like, you don't know how to draft. Like, every time you think you find a golden nugget and he always turns out to be a bust.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Brown.
Yeah, like you don't know how to draft. And then when you get a good player, you don't recognize you got a good player. And you got him on the bench while you got this other player that you thought was going to be good out there on the starting lineup.
Right. Cleveland Sports.
Like, so by that last, when you're on that 4th team, or you trying to get out here and get on another, coach another team, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Or if you're trying to have a seminar, we're gonna have such and such here, they're gonna teach us how to play basket, get y'all basketball 1-on-1 today at this basketball camp. Like, ain't that the dude that kept on getting fired and like he never won a playoff game. Like, he never even, got to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people never even got engaged. Yeah. And they giving love advice. Like, y'all don't even make it to the playoffs yet. Like, concentrate on getting to the playoffs.
Hey, the masses, that's 50 years of teaching women how to be totally independent. 50 years of training. Better training as time goes.
But see, I don't even have a problem with independent women. Like, independent women, to me, if a woman's independent, she make her own money and she got her own business and things of that nature, she got her own goals. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm talking about the independent women that want a man but can't that
she's trying to be the man
because she's so independent that he has nothing to offer to her except maybe some dick.
Well, here's the thing.
You got to think, hold up, women don't date down.
That's true.
So it's like the more successful a woman becomes, the less options she has for a man.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
so
know
it's
plenty
like
of successful women, but the hyper independence is sometimes a result of trauma.
yeah,
So
true. I would say more often
sometimes
than not.
a
Been
lot of
taught how
these
to
black
survive.
women are hyper independent because they're scared to trust because they was let down by daddy.
Right,
You know?
that's
Right.
true.
So
That's true.
it's again that healing you talked about.
But that's why I'm saying, like, and men don't know how to lead, because if you gotta, thing is, I don't hold no bars for dudes or females. So women call me misogynistic for the things that I say, but I don't hold no slack for nobody. Like, if you a dude, you ain't taking care of what you need to take care of, what you know that you need to take care of, because it should just be in you as a man to know that. And then
What's
it's
the
not
opposite?
just in you as a man. You're reminded constantly.
What's the opposite of
society.
misogynistic?
Mm.
Like what?
They call
Like
it, misandry.
misandry? I've never heard that before. Like you don't hear that used that often, do you? Why is that?
And misandry would be women who hate men.
Mm-hmm. Because and here's
There's a
the
lot of
thing,
them out there, ain't
because even on both sides, like you know what I'm saying, like and this, shout out to Timmy and shout out even to myself, the Husky brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like women always talk about them being fat shamed and things of that nature, right? Dudes get fat shamed more than women.
Yes, openly,
Openly, everything.
I've
like,
embraced it.
like you,
Remember when
I did
D'Angelo
too.
went through
It
that?
got to the point
Yeah,
where
They put him
you
on
gotta
T and they
embrace
just
it.
talked about poor D'Angelo.
Like they talked about him, he blew up. Now that was a woman who gained weight. Somebody, people was talking about him. They'll be
talk about Lizzo.
Right.
You already see how that goes.
You feel me? You see how that go. And Lizzo, like, here's the thing. To me, she brings it on herself. Because, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, real talk. This just goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what kind of body shape you got. Like, yeah, Beyonce, and the thing, and it kind of does, though, like, as you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you got it, you know what I'm saying? It goes to the added point. Now, some people like to see that, but I don't think nobody is at a basketball game, even if Beyonce walked by, wants to see her in the thong, but you know what I'm saying? Thing, because there's kids there. I mean, we would want to see it because it looks good,
Like, be
but it was
realistic.
still
Like, stop trying to be
no.
political correct about this.
Don't
Nobody, not
No,
nobody.
it's still, I'm not being politically
people
incorrect.
that want to see Lizzo's.
I'm not being
cheeks
incorrect. I'm just saying though. I mean,
Beyonce.
what I'm saying is, it would still be, and this is how, like, in my eyes, it was a grown ass man. Like, yeah, who wouldn't want to see Beyonce in film? But I know, even as a grown ass man, this is not me being politically correct. If she came to a Cavs game, right, and I got my kid there and her buddies all out, like, I don't care if she's the baddest chick on the planet. To me, that's still inappropriate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so
far less. I'm not saying.
No, I'm not even saying far less. I literally, I would put it on the
love.
same plane, bro. Because, like, look, like, I got my daughter here, I got my son here. Like, I don't care if it's
You're
Beyonce.
one person though. That's what I'm saying. Like, on a majority scale, way more people would be okay with seeing Beyonce come out and that type of thing than Lizzo.
Yeah, that's
there
true.
are still pockets of people that would prefer to see Lizzo than Beyonce, but it's not going to be the majority.
What you throwing a blood? What's that? Oh, 3 minutes. All right. I was like, damn, Tim. Like, for real, like, what did you say, Deli, this time? Like,
He was talking about Beyonce's cheeks.
Hey, one last point on this whole subject with that. Think about this. So if women are independent or hyper independent, when are they attracted to a man? So are they that means they got to be attracted to a man to have a good time because everything else is covered. So that means that makes the single man with all the money that's throwing dollars in the club attractive because they're not looking for a partner. They're looking for somebody that got the money to kick it and go hard in the paint with them. So now the new age, because of all of this, has gotten to the point where everything is about fun and games. And if the woman got her money, she ain't kicking it with you unless you got your money, because she ain't about to spend her money on you, making sure you can have a good time too. So now it's about everybody kicking it because they got
That's an excellent point.
They got expendable income. If you ain't got no expendable income, she ain't about to kick it with you because she don't want to love you. She just want to kick it with you, have a good time, because she don't want that person in the house leading and all that shit.
The flip side to that though is when they get to that point in life where they realize what they really want and that money ain't filling that void.
Yeah.
They done went to all the parties. They done traveled to all these places. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the course of their building their career.
And they less attractive by the time they feel like, I want a man.
And now they got slimmer options.
Yes.
As to who they can take seriously.
And the dude still can get a young girl. So
Because the older we
he-
get, the more value we build with
So-
more money we make.
So now the woman that was kicking it in her 20s and 30s when men wasn't shit, all of a sudden she want a man, but he's still looking at the girls in their 20s and 30s, and he looking at you like you had your chance, but you wanted to kick it with Sam, Joe, Paul, and D-Boy. Because you know what I'm
and
saying?
now you want a family,
And-
but now you done already exhausted. Like a man,
which is weird because like that's what like here's the thing, and then they get mad at us like overall, like, oh, I'm staying single because like look, nobody like you know the best years you went, and this is just some I've seen this, we all seen it, where because I was in my 20s and I seen it. A majority of females, they was what can I say? Y'all was fucking with the wrong dude. Like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all, we all went like a majority.
I mean,
I ain't gonna say the
not
wrong
all
dudes.
wrong dudes. Sometimes they was messing with the right dude,
The wrong
for the
time?
wrong intention,
For the wrong reason. Yeah, like I can say that. Like some of y'all was
You was
like,
just using this millionaire that was really fucking with you to, be on his yacht, take pictures and shit, send to your friends. You should have been actually trying to build a life.
you know, but I seen a lot of
he was
girls with.
actually
I
interested in
seen
you.
a lot of women wasted good years, and they had money, wasted good years on broke dudes. You know what I'm saying? And them dudes that had no money.
But those women are usually more realistic about what, you know what I'm saying, they really want and need out of life. And if they see they got a good dude, he might work 9 to 5, but he treat you right. You know what I'm saying? He take care of his
Now I
kids.
said like I'm just speaking on behalf of some of my homeboys. I done seen it.
No income.
Like they have no income, they trashy as shit. They're actually cheating on the girl too. Like they got like you know what I'm saying? They got like multiple chicks. They ain't bringing in no income. They ain't got. They staying with her. Like I done like she's what to do.
She not feeling good about it.
Like it's
and
like.
most of the dudes to make it harder for the one.
And I've seen that multiple times in multiple different relationships. I'm just saying, like,
yeah, that go again. It's the accountability. Like, this is the dude that you choosing to be with. Like she said, it's probably something within her she don't feel is worth much.
Well, you know what's worth a lot? Our show.
Our show.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's not a red flag? Red Line Radio. You know what relationship you need to be involved with? The TMI Radio Show. We're listening to it every week. Now we at the end of our show. We want to thank our special guest, Scratch Paper Wilson, coming through, chopping it up with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Now we because it wasn't even an interview. We just had a conversation. We just chopped it up. It was a very good conversation, man. We appreciate it. And the reason why we was able to have a good conversation because E. Will is literally a pioneer of the hip hop game. And the subject matter that we had is very important, man, because we care about our people and we want our people to increase their intelligence level and we want to keep our people alive. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep our people making music and making money without having to die for it. You know what I'm saying?
Destroying.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So we were supposed to have Logan, you know what I'm saying, in the building, but he wasn't able to make it. My man Art Logan. We'll try to get him on next week. Next week, we got some dope guests for y'all. I got some surprises for y'all, so I ain't even gonna say because I got to get some confirmations, contracts, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And you know, it's
gonna be giving a free shout out to them.
Exactly. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So we're gonna wait for them to, you know what I'm saying, to confirm before we shout them out for next week's show. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out our team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that, and then we got members like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't able to make it tonight. Shout out Adrian. She had an emergency. She had to leave out or something. I guess and so we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. TMI Red Line Radio. We're gonna be back next week.
Shout out to all the people that typed in on the chat.
Yeah.
Let me give y'all shout outs by name real quick.
Yeah.
Dom, I like you.
Yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah.
SMC. I know what the SMC stands for, but I know we was conversing on my page. So shout out to you for telling
my man Scrooge G Stacks.
My brother Scrooge. You know what I'm saying? Look out for him on my SMC too.
Word up. And everybody else who, you know what I'm saying, tuned in, you feel me? And thank you for making Red Line Radio one of the hottest radio shows out. Over 3,000 listeners, you know what I'm saying, and counting. Now, that's why I stay tuned for more Red Line Radio. I'm Black 9, hey, Black Bill. Sexy Billy. There you go, because I wasn't going to say that. I like calling another grown man delicious. You just can't do that.
Right.
I'm saying the Big D. Hey, Big D! Yo! Yo, man, me. What up, dog?
Oh damn, I can't say that.
Like, look though, like back in the day, there was this dude old dope boy that we know is, you know what I'm saying, and not to give him no government, but his nickname was Meathead.
Damn.
I was not saying that, but my homeboy was like, "Hey man, we got called Meathead." No, we're not. No, we ain't.
We're not.
We ain't doing that. We ain't calling him meat. Hey, what up, meat? Like I ain't about to say. Nah, none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was yeah. So we'll see y'all next week, man. Shout out, holla. Peace.
Scratch paper. Peace.
Oh, and shout out Timmy, man.